Do you have interest in building battery packs yourself for your ham radio? Do you have interest in finding out more information about different battery solutions? Well, you've come to the right place. My name is Josh, and I'm here with the KI5 SIJ All Things Ham Radio, Batteries, and More YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to briefly go over some of the different recent battery builds I've been working on, mainly show you a couple of the load testers I've been using to verify that the battery builds are good. I kind of use the load testers to do a QC on the actual battery packs to make sure that they're operating and providing the type of capacity I believe they should be providing. So first of all, before I get too far, I've always tried to mask what's behind me because this is actually my business office, as well as my ham shack, as well as, well, now kind of my YouTube studio. But just to give everybody an idea what it looks like in my office, I figured I would zoom out and show everybody what I'm dealing with behind me here. So actually what you're seeing is I have two 3D printers on the back wall there, and of course a regular business office LaserJet printer. But as you can see right now, one of my 3D printers is actually printing a job right now. A little bit closer behind me here is my workbench. Over here on this side, right here, is a big battery load tester slash charger. This particular load tester slash charger is actually designed for 0 to 5 volt batteries, and it can actually pull up to 40 amps. Now, for the type of batteries I've been building, the battery voltage for the batteries I've been building have been up in the 16 volt range. They generally range between 11 to 16.8 volts. So this particular load tester doesn't do me any good for testing my builds. However, some of my bigger battery packs that I'm building may have 80 to 100 cells per pack, and then I run 3 or 4 of those in series. So this charge is perfect for testing each one of those packs by itself, because all the batteries in those large packs are all parallel and they generally top off at around 4.2 volts. Now, right above me here, these are actually made by ZKE Tech, and I'm going to show a video in a minute a little bit closer on this guy right here. But right here, this is a battery load tester by the same company. It'll actually do 0 to 30 volts up to 20 amp draw. Now, it doesn't charge. It's not a charger. It's only a load tester. This guy over here will also charge. But this one right here is only a load tester only. You can set a specific amp draw that you want it to use to actually test the capacity on the battery. You can set it by wattage. There's a few different ways to do it on there. You can even hook up both of these guys to the computer via a USB cable and actually run your test using software on the computer. I haven't actually got to that part yet because I haven't needed it. The functionality off the interface with the knob there gives me everything that I'm looking for. And this battery pack right here, I'm actually building this to bring out to the Baytown Ham Fest in 2 days. I've actually built this battery several weeks ago, but I'm just running it through a final load test to make sure that it has continued to hold its load the way it's supposed to. Now, if you continue to look on my desk, it looks a mess. But what you don't see is behind a bunch of these boxes, I have a total of 7 battery packs already built on this desk right here. There's 2 big packs right here above my finger. They're double stacked right here, but those are 2 big packs that I built. Each one of those have 48 cells. This particular guy right here has 84 cells. It's the biggest pack that I have built on the table right now. And then off back here behind the tester, you can't really see it, but there's 4 smaller packs that have, I believe they have 32 cells in them. And I'll proceed with showing you the video that I took a minute ago, and I'll kind of go over that right quick. All right, so what we're using here, this is the smaller load tester that I was telling you about a second ago. This is the ZKE Tech load tester, and it'll do 0 to 30 volts, and it'll do 20 amp draw. So I actually currently have this particular battery set at a 5 amp draw. So it started pulling the amperage and did a 5 amp draw. Now I'm just showing you the front of that charger just so you have an idea what it looks like. It's also made by ZKE Tech. I really haven't had much need for that one yet, but I did buy it just so I would have that ability to test the larger big packs that I'm doing. So back to this one. This particular battery pack was at around 16.8 volts when I started testing. And right now it's reading basically 1300 milliamp. That's the battery pack. That one has 84 cells. And that battery pack is what I'm currently testing. This thing is rated up to about 45 to 50 amps max draw. The battery is itself, but I have the BMS on it configured to not allow anything over 30. With a ham radio, you shouldn't need much more than about 30 amps when you're working even HF. But it's pulling a 5 amp draw. Right now, we're at about 1.3 amp hours already tested there. Just to let you know, I took this video a little earlier. We have been testing this battery now for 6 hours at a 5 amp load, and we have already got this amp hour up to about 35 amp hours. The voltage on it, let me see, the voltage on it right now is about 14 volts right now. We actually just went through the nominal voltage and we're on the downward slope from nominal down to fully discharged. So nominal on this battery pack's about 14.4 volts. And so we will be able to run this particular pack down to about 12 volts, 11.5 to 12 volts. Here's some other photos that I've taken over the last several weeks while I'm doing these builds. You can see I got quite a bit of mess on this workbench, but got quite a few batteries here, and we got quite a few builds going on. A lot of Kaplan tape, a lot of fuse strips, nickel fuse strips here. And then when we get done, we put a BMS inside of it and we wrap it up, we heat shrink it. Then when it's going to be all done, it'll actually be permanently installed inside of one of these plastic ammo cans here. It'll have a solar charge controller, a 13.8 volt buck boost auto voltage regulator that can handle up to a consistent 30 amp, 100% duty cycle output. It allows us to run this battery the full swing of the range of voltage there from full charge at 16.8 volts all the way down to fully discharge at 12 volts. You wouldn't typically want to hook up a ham radio to this battery with it pushing out 16.8 volts, and you sure wouldn't want to undervolt your power source going into your ham radio either. So that's why I run the voltage regulators on these. And the voltage regulators are heavy duty regulators, and I have been using them for a couple of years and haven't had any problems with them. So far, this particular setup that I've been running with these designs have been pretty bulletproof so far. I actually have 2 setups here in my shack, and one of them has 380 cell battery pack. It's actually 4 separate packs of 80 batteries in parallel, and they're running in series, so it's a 4S80P. That has about 200 to 220 amp hours of battery life. And then I have a smaller one that's a 192 cell battery, and it has roughly around 100 amp hours of battery life. This is kind of my initial introduction to my YouTube channel regarding the custom batteries that I build. I'll be doing more videos regarding how I build the batteries and why I build them the certain way that I do. I always keep safety in mind. I also got into building these batteries because it's way cheaper for me to build these. I can actually build these a lot cheaper and sell these a lot cheaper than what you can get a Bioenno for. And with all the safety features I have put on this thing, it should be fairly safe to operate for your ham radio. I actually run my ham shack off of my 320 cell and 192 cell battery packs full time. And I actually have a smaller pack that I use for doing portable operations, and it's always charged, ready to go with my Go Kit. With that being said, I just wanted to kind of give you an introduction into the battery side of things that I've been dealing with, show you the couple of load testers that I bought that I'm using, and just wanted to start creating a narrative here regarding these lithium ion 18650 batteries here on the channel. I appreciate you watching this video. If you have not done so already, please like this video and please subscribe. Click the little bell icon so you get notifications as new videos are released. We appreciate you coming to the channel and supporting us. 73, and we will catch you next time.